Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Kenny back with another video, back with some more small talk. I hope my kings, my wolves are all doing good. Now in this video guys, I'm going to talk about, why porn is going to really ruin your life. Why porn addiction, watching porn is going to ruin your life. And exactly what the things are that porn does to you. And I think that, 'cause I talk to a lot of guys, man. I talk to a lot of guys who struggle with porn addiction, with watching porn all the time. And these guys, they know that they shouldn't be watching porn. They know that porn's not good for them. But I feel like a lot of the time, it's really knowing what something is doing for you. In the Bible, it says, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge." And I truly believe that when you're trying to tackle something, the real knowledge, the real know-how, the actual wisdom of what something is doing to you is what you need. You need those tools. You need that knowledge to know exactly what this is doing to you. And when you know that, and when you understand those things, really and truly what something's doing to you, not just the gist, but the real truth of what it's doing to you, then it's going to make you more powerful to actually stop and quit something once and for all. So before I get into that, guys, I quickly want to say I've got a couple spots available to my 90-day transformation program. As some of you know already, it's a calisthenics and diet program for 90 days to essentially transform you, to turn you into a bodyweight beast. This can be done from home, from a gym or a park. And it's a chance for you to sexually transmute that energy into something beautiful, into something that you can be actually proud of when you look in the mirror. So if this is you, if you're ready for a transformation, if you're ready to take your physique to the next level, if you know you're out of shape, if you know that something needs to change, holler at your boy. I've got a link in below, and hopefully I'll see you on the other side. Now let's get into this video. Now listen guys, let's get into this topic right now. I've got a couple little bits of notes here because I really just want to tackle this, man. I don't want to rush. I want to just really tackle this and really just relay this knowledge to you guys so you can really understand and feel what it is that I'm trying to say. So let's get into it. Why does porn ruin your life, really? Now let's tackle this thing, right? So I've got here, it turns you into a pleasure seeking male. Now you got to understand something, guys. When you're watching this porn, all this is doing is really just giving that dopamine hit to you all the time. When you're flicking through those sites, when you're flicking through video to video, all it's doing is it's saying more pleasure, more pleasure, more pleasure, more dopamine, more dopamine, more dopamine. You're conditioning your inner being to be a pleasure seeking male. And one thing that you probably know, and if you don't know, you need to know about dopamine and all of that stuff of seeking instant gratification, is that once you basically excite the flesh, once you excite those animal urges, it will never be satisfied with the same amount. So it will always want more and more and more. That's why you see guys who, watch porn or are sex addicts, or maybe, drug addicts or alcoholism, right? It's always getting worse and worse and worse. And this is the reason why, is because once you do something, that urge will never be satisfied with the same amount. So it's going to continue wanting more and more. So you're just going to be on this cycle of watching more porn and more porn and more porn. You're going to be becoming more pleasurable, more pleasurable, more pleasurable. And you're going to find that your emotions are just going to keep on crashing and going up. It's going to be so volatile, right? That dopamine hit that you're continuously getting, your emotions are going to just go up and they're going to crash down. They're going to go up and they're going to crash down. And you're not going to have that stable emotion. You're not going to have the stable emotions that everybody should have. Right, the stable emotions that will allow you to be focused, that will allow you to be dedicated, right? And that leads me to my other point, is the lack of focus. You got to understand, when you don't have that stableness in your emotions, when you are constantly seeking that gratification and it's going up and it's going down, you're going to be crashing, and you're not going to have that ability to focus on something that's going to take your life forward. You just won't focus. You're going to be quickly looking for quick thrills. Right? And you're going to find that you're going to want to try and read a book. Maybe you're going to want to try and work on your business or do whatever it is that you're doing, but you can't focus. We live in a world right now where nobody can focus. Nobody can hone in on something for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And you wonder why people aren't achieving anything. You wonder why men are more lost than ever. Why men can't follow through the put through. Why men can't do anything. This is the reason why. It's because they have no focus. They can't hone in because their brain is so conditioned to seeking all this little gratification here and there that they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So they can't hone in. These are some of the things that porn does to you without you realizing. Okay. Another thing is, again, the lack of delayed gratification, guys, right? You seeking this constant gratification, this short-term gratification, is pushing away those traits, all those traits that a man needs to become his best self, all those traits that a man needs to do something, to become something, to exert himself in this world, to make a dent in the universe. Traits like dedication, sacrifice, delaying your gratification, actually going through pain and lasting through pain, so that he can build something and become something great at the end of that pain. All those things are being pushed away, right? You're destroying those traits in you because you're continuously becoming somebody who just seeks pleasure. And this is what this is doing to men, right? This is what this is doing to men. So men can't become anything. Men can't achieve anything, right? Because their emotions are fucked up, essentially, okay? The other thing is your lack of drive, guys. This is a huge one, and when this is probably one of the biggest benefits of semen retention in the past year for me, right? Whenever I go on a long streak, whenever I because porn is something that I've conquered, right? But this is definitely relating to porn as well. Whenever you go on a long streak without these things, energy can't be destroyed. It has to go somewhere. You will feel when you go on a long streak and you take these things away from your life, you will feel that drive, that determination to get up in the morning and actually do something, because that energy has to go somewhere. And that's why I always talk about that whole sexual transmutation thing. That is it. That is it. That energy has to go somewhere, and it will. And more times than not, it's going to go to something that's actually productive, because you're pushing away these things. You're holding your life energy. You're not draining it on these things anymore. So it's going to go to something, to a higher place. You see what I'm saying? And this is the biggest thing for me over the past year, is that drive. I'm so much more driven. When I wake up, I want to get it. I want to build my body. I want to work on my business. I want to go. And I talk to a lot of guys as a fitness trainer, right? As a coach. And one of the biggest things that people tell me is, Kenny, I lack drive. Like, I don't have willpower. Some people say, look, I would love to do your program, but I just don't have the willpower for it. And these are the things that are destroying men's willpower, because they're constantly draining their sexual energy, whether they're in a relationship or they're single. They don't understand the power of their sexual energy, and it's draining. And they don't understand that's the reason why when they wake up in the morning, they have no drive to go and get it. You feel me? So these are the ways that porn and all these things destroy your life, bro. Another thing is women. You got to understand something, bro. When you're watching these dirty websites, right? And when you're watching these things on a regular basis, you have to understand what this is doing to your relationship with the opposite sex. You have to understand, when you're watching these degrading videos day in, day out, you are now, your view of women is completely being transformed and deteriorated. You're no longer seeing them as humans. You're no longer seeing them as humans. By default now, you're seeing them as tools to use and to basically fulfill your sexual and lustful desires. That is what is happening. And you have to understand, as a man, we all have those urges and those desires to connect with high value women, with women that are going to help us on our purpose, women that are going to give us that divine feminine energy, women that are going to give us that balance. But you will never be able to get that, bro, if you can't see the person in front of you as a human being, if you can't connect. Because women are humans. Women have the need to connect just like everybody else does. But when you're watching these things and degrading that sense of what women are in your mind, you're not seeing them as human anymore. You're not seeing them as actual people. So you can't connect. So when a high value woman is presented in front of you, now you can't do anything. You can't connect with that person. And she will feel that. She will feel that sense of, like, this guy wants something from me. This guy can't control himself. There's something wrong here. I can't connect. He can't feel me. And this is why you need to stay away from all that stuff. because it's taken away that human aspect. It's taken away that natural aspect, which is having a knock-on effect with your relationship with women. You feel me? Like, that's one thing as well for me right now, when because I've taken all these things away, is that it's coming back now. Like, I'm not seeing women as this tool for me to just have sex with and fulfill my desires. I'm seeing the person for who they are now. I'm seeing women for who they are now. I'm seeing that they have flaws. I'm seeing that they're just an ordinary person. Even if she's a 10 out of 10, or if she's an 8 out of 10, or if she's a 3 out of 10, there's a person there. That person has flaws. That person has things that are about them that maybe you don't like. And the glass, you know, the glossing of the shape and who she is and the fact that she's got a vagina, that's all going away because you're seeing the person in front of you. So I really hope that you get this point, bro. Another thing is, guys, the increased shame. Bro, this is so real. This increased shame is so real. And it's probably a video for a whole other day, honestly. But to tackle it in a you know, as much as I can in this short space that I have now, guys, you gotta understand something, right? When you are constantly watching these porn videos, yeah, and doing these things behind closed doors, because this is something that you're not doing in the open, right? And that's how you know this is something that's quite inherently wrong. Because whenever you're doing something that you can't share with everybody, that you can't do in front of somebody, that's causing shame for yourself. That is causing shame for yourself, right? And there's a saying that what you do in the dark will come to light, right? And that it will always be true. And I found that to always be true, because women can always sense when somebody or a man can't control their sexual energy. Like, I want you to understand this. She may not know subconscious or consciously that you watch porn, but she will sense that you're a man that can't control himself. You're a man that cannot control the energy and desire that is within him. So he has to go and beat his meat. He has to go, or you have to go and watch all these videos of degrading women and doing all these stupid things that you see on these sites. You have to watch that because you just can't control yourself. Women won't respect that, bro. And women, what I'm trying to say is that women will sense that. They can sense that, bro. You feel me? So if you're going through these things where you can't connect with a woman, or you don't understand why women are repelling from you, you don't understand why girls aren't feeling you, why you can't really exert your will, right? You can't get a girl to feel you and to know you. These are maybe some of the subconscious things that are at play here. If you're doing these things behind closed doors, they will always have an impact on you, whether you understand that or not. They'll have an impact in the way that you relate to women, of how you see yourself. And these things are all subconscious cues, you feel me? They're all things that are beneath the surface, but they matter. And they're probably even more real than the surface. And women have this crazy sense to pick up on these subconscious cues. So these are the things that will reshape you. They will, you know, they will bring this shame in you. They will bring this thing in you that will make you less attractive to women. So if you want to attract more women, if you want to be more natural, if you want to just present yourself as a man, as a divine man, these are the things you need to take away, bro. These are the things that you need to get out of your system, bro. For real, okay? What else? You can't control your sexual energies. I've just talked about that, right? You know, you can't get these high value women, because high value women, like I say, they have a sense to connect. They need to connect with you. And if you can't connect, right? If you can't connect, there's no way you're going to get these high value women. There's no way that women will find you attractive. Point blank period, bro. Okay? Another thing is the anxiety, bro. And it kind of ties in with the shame, because, you know, when you're doing these things, you're telling yourself, right, that, you know, you're getting all these women. Your brain is basically getting all these women, all these pleasures into your mind. But deep down, you know that you can't do this in person. So when you're presented now with a woman, you're going to get so nervous, so anxious, because one, you're pedestalizing sex, because that's all you do in your free time. You're watching all these crazy videos. So now a woman comes into your vicinity and you're like, oh shit, you know, I want to do all these things with her because of all the stuff that you're watching. But two, you know deep down that you've been getting all this pleasure without no work, without no sacrifice. You haven't had to develop yourself to become a man. You haven't had to develop yourself to become a person of value, to even attract that level of woman or that kind of woman. You see what I'm saying? You haven't become somebody to get these pleasures. So deep down, that's producing some kind of internal confliction within you. That shame, that anxiety. All you're thinking about is sex. All you're thinking about is what you want to do with this woman. So now when that woman is presented in front of you, you're scared. You're not seeing her as a woman. You're seeing her as this angelic, whatever. You're seeing her as something that you just want to conquer. So now you're anxious. Now you can't be yourself. And this is where all this stuff like erectile dysfunction and all that shit, man. I went through all of that, bro. I'm going to be real with you. I went through all of that, bro. I couldn't understand why, I couldn't perform. I couldn't understand why I was so nervous. I couldn't understand why, all these things were happening. But it was because of what I was doing behind closed doors. It's because of the activities I was engaging in behind closed doors. All these things were ruining my sense of self-worth. They were ruining my confidence. They were ruining my ability to be human and to be normal with a person. They were making me pedestalize sex so much that that's all that was going through my mind. So I couldn't actually relate to a woman. I couldn't look a woman in her eye and be myself, bro. I had all this anxiousness in my mind. I felt so much shame in my desires as a man to be sexual because I knew what I was doing behind closed doors. And this is the biggest thing, bro, that I want you to get out of this, bro. Is because this thing is affecting you. This thing is destroying you. This thing is ruining you as a man. And these are the things, and this is why you need to stop, bro. This is why you really need to stop, man. You understand? So listen, man, I'm feeling it because I know what I went through. I know exactly what this did to me. And I can't tell you how freeing it is to take these things away, man. To understand that, look, you are a man. And it is normal for you to have all this testosterone and sexual energy. That's not a bad thing. But you putting that into all this flesh, or you putting that into all this porn and all these sexual things, that's degrading you on the inside and the outside. And I can't tell you, when you start transmuting that energy and doing something productive, you start seeing women as human, you start being yourself, you start becoming somebody that you can be proud of, and women start actually wanting to know what's going on with you. Women start being really attracted to you because you have something of value. And now you actually can control your sexual desires. You can control your sexual urges. Women can trust you now. And not only that, you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself. You feel me? So listen, guys, I hope this resonated with you. I did waffle a bit, but I hope you felt the message. And I hope it was of value to you. Okay? If a lot of you guys are struggling, I've got the link, okay, to my email below, so you can holler at me to get into this Retain Gang chat, where guys who are going through issues, guys who are conquering their semen retention journey, are in a tribe together, who are supporting each other and really just helping each other get through this whole journey as a man, because we need a tribe. All right. So listen, I don't want to go too high. It's been a long video. Peace, love, prosperity to all you guys. Thank you for reaching this far in the journey. Remember, whatever you do, you got to get it by any means necessary. And remember, you got to grind to shine. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.